Right. In no particular order, I'm gonna do the predictive programming careers of Will Ferrell, Jim Carrey, and the man himself, Ferris Matthew Broderick. So here we go. So with Will Ferrell, you've got several references to being home and house, of course, like the BBC TV series Not Going Out. Well, you can imagine what that one's about, and what this one's about. Obviously, you got the red mane here doing the mask, and you're stuck in your house. Lockdown, martial law. Alright, let's see what else we got. Yeah, there's the theme of stealing Christmas, like the Grinch. So Jim Carrey, this Christmas, of course, they stole Christmas, didn't they? They knew they would. And again, Jim Carrey, Christmas Carol and Scrooge and all that, bad Christmas. Alright, so with Will Ferrell, you've got another election reference. In fact, you got it with all of them. The campaign, the election. And Will Ferrell again, Daddy's home. Yeah? You're stuck at home. Yeah, the same theme. And everything's downhill. I covered this one before. I mentioned this before. This film, everything's going to go downhill, just like Danny DeVito says in the latest Jumanji film, where he's lying in bed putting on a mask, and just before he puts on the mask, he says it's all downhill from here. Well, no surprises there. And there's two G Lodge characters with, Kevin Hart famously kissing The Rock, Get Hard, two men on the cover, one behind the other. You get it, one with his arms around the other. That's The Lodge. Okay, right, Land of the Lost, a very good movie, that one. I like that movie. But absolutely ram-packed full of predictive programming. You've got Spirit of 76, Phase 5, the American Civil War. You've got the Ferris Wheel, The Place Beyond the Pines, Seattle. So that's Phase 3. So Phase 3 and Phase 5. You've got West Coast, Phase 3 again. And you've got London, Tower Bridge coming up. Right, let's carry on. In no order. Yeah, Blackout reference with Jim Carrey. Matthew Broderick's 1983 War Games, with Seattle being the second nuke target. And, well, it's set in Seattle. That's where he's living, the old Ferris. And it's a war game with playing tick-tock, tic-tac-toe at the end. Tick-tock, boom. And this one, yeah, it's with the escape theme. So Jim Carrey again. Morris is obviously Moses. That's Morris and Morrison's. Like I've said before, Morrison is son of Moses. So very Hebrew name. You got the escape here, the barbed wire. Two men, love, right? Lodge, as usual. There's a lot of that with Jim Carrey's movies. A lot of the old G with with his movies. Anyway, you got the big one, of course, coming up on Saturday, January 23rd, the day after, with 9/11 above and then 23 after. From February 23. Well, that's 0223. I'm expecting Saturday, though, is more likely January 23, 123. I found it in so many movies. The X-Files Regeneration, that's how it starts, with 123. Star Trek, The Motion Sickness, Star Trek, the movie, the motion picture. That starts with 223 straight away, and a 1, so 123 again. How many films are featuring the 123? I mean, it's January the 23rd, but you just don't know which year. I'm saying it's probably this year, because you're exactly 1 year and 1 day after, and the day after was a nuke film, America getting nuked, which totally makes sense, fake nuke. Right, so anyway, This one I said at the time, back in 2000. Well, I mean, this is 2004, but back in 2012, I said this is where they were announcing the whole storm of tactical psychological operations, a series of unfortunate events. Also, it would be the 5 phases, the sequel to 9/11 that we're in now. We're in phase 2 now, as I keep saying. 3 more phases to go. Phase 2, contracted film. Yes man, that they want us all to be yes men. Go ahead, get yourself locked up. And of course, Ace Ventura, that's phase 1. Then Ventura Fires and Paradise Fires and Lakeview Terrace, the other movie. And of course, Fire Marshal Bill Burns, right? Fire Marshal Bill Burns, Ace Ventura. There it is. You see Ace Ventura there on the left? See? Bill Burns, Fire Ventura, phase 1. And of course it's all about that. No need to explain that. And there's no need to explain that movie either, is there? Right, carry on. Yeah, Broderick himself, of course, the old Ferris. Now, notice, obviously, First American Civil War, Antebellum era, Antebellum movie coming out now, Second American Civil War coming out now. Him cast in it seemed miscast, but of course he wasn't, because this is what he's supposed to represent. His whole career is the 5 phases of the sequel to 9/11. 5 Oscars, 5 phases. Washington, yeah, Seattle, Washington, Washington DC at the moment, eh? And will you be a free man? No. And of course the Reese Witherspoon, military spawn, election film again. So we're back with it. Every single one of them's got election films, because it's all circling around this election, and this election only just finished today. And then you've got Saturday coming, the 23rd. We'll see. Right, that movie's got all kinds of stuff in it. It's Washington Carver High School. She ends up in Washington with him there, stalking her, and she's an unpopular president, as she says, and she likes to hang out at the power station. Blackout reference. Speaking about blackout references, you move straight to the Cable Guy. This is a double, isn't it? This is Jim Carrey and Ferris, and he's got the power, you see. He's disconnected the power, just like Deck the Halls. If you have a look there, you see he's disconnecting the power again. Blackout. See? It's exactly the same front. He's got the power cable. And he's got the power cable. Right. The last shot. I've watched this movie. Oh boy, is it one messed up excuse for a movie. But anyway, let me show you. In this movie, that's a scene from that movie, as you can see, him and him. Look, I don't need to explain that, do I? This movie was from years ago. Okay, that's the last shot. But I do, of course, need to explain. It's shot Castle Bravo, shot Baker, shot Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. It's the nuclear shots, whether real or not, whatever, I don't care. And of course you've got phase 1, the West Coast fires, dollar falling. This movie is the most contrived piece of nonsense I've ever watched. It really doesn't know what the hell it's doing. It's just an excuse to do a bit of predictive programming. Anyway, this is a good one, which I haven't covered before. Do you see where I'm going here? Yeah? Got the mask again, haven't you? See? Yeah. And just in case you doubt that, there's another movie of his, The Mask. See? See? Yeah. Mask. Stay in Your House. He's got more. Yeah, House, Home, Will Ferrell again. It's all about that. There's probably more here. Look. Of course, each one of them. Kevin Costner, Swing Vote. You understand? They all have the Purge election year. You know, with the masks front cover. They've all got that. Every single one of these characters have got, and they've all done an election movie. And we know why. Because it's this period of time. There'll probably be more in his, and The Watch, Neighborhood Watch, spying on your neighbors. Again, it's The Burbs, Stay in Your Home, etc., etc. The Last Shot, coming soon to a screen near you. Boy oh boy, they've either been delaying the whole thing because of little old me having predicted their big operation for the last 9 years now, because Shattered Union 1994 basically says that Trump stays in. It also says that today is the day that Washington gets blown up in a fake, operation. And you had that warm-up one the other day with a girl carrying the onion, and the guy on the Simpsons pre-advertising, this shaman character. Oh, and yeah, as I mentioned before, he's got a background story that he was in the Navy in the Puget Sound, Seattle. All the Seattle references. Yeah, are they delaying because of me? It's who knows. They will get round to it. I mean, they've got so many 23, 311, 113 options. They've got March the 11th still. They've got Saturday, January the 23rd coming up. They could do whenever they want, eh? They can take their time. They already have taken 60 years over it, eh? So, I amuse myself with predicting the date of the big operation on the West Coast, but it's an inevitability. The blackout's an inevitability, Phase 4, and the Second American Civil War is also an inevitability. It doesn't matter. My friend who doubts it all, he said to me, are you going to give up when you're proved wrong on Saturday? And I said, look, it doesn't matter whether I give up or not, because we're in Phase 2. 3 more phases will be conducted. Regardless, it's irrelevant whether I continue to expose it or not, because it's just going to happen. The first 2 have happened, right? Let me just find them again. This one, we're in it now. That already happened on January the 22nd, 2020, 22, otherwise known as 4K. And let me just find the that one is the one we're in right now. That one, see it? Wonderful world, the whole world getting done. And this one, Phase 1, November the 8th, 2018, 118, I've got your number. That went off on the day that it was supposed to, and I was saying that for years. I said, look, 118. You look back at my old videos, if you can find them on the internet, because they're still there. Some of them are still there. You'll find that I was pre-advertising that 118, because I knew that was going to be an operation. I did not know that it was going to be fires on the West Coast. I mean, who the hell could figure that out? But I did figure out the virus operation and made videos about that in 2019. And so did Rebel Rhymes, definitely. So these next 3 have to happen. The first 2, 1 and 2, have already been conducted. We're in it. So the next have to happen.